A bullet train weighs over 400 metric tons, stretches longer than 2 football fields, and can go over 300 kilometers per hour. At those speeds, hitting a slight curve should technically launch this giant metal snake straight into orbit. If a regular car tried to take a highway turn at 300 kilometers per hour, it's game over. So why don't bullet trains fly off the tracks? It turns out the secret isn't just that they are heavy. It's a mix of invisible physics, genius wheel geometry, and tracks that literally tilt the earth beneath them. First, let's look at the wheels. If you think train wheels are perfectly flat like the ones on your car, think again. They are actually shaped like cones. They slope inward. When a bullet train goes down a straight track, it naturally stays centered because of this cone shape. But what happens during a high-speed turn? Centrifugal force tries to push the train outward. When that happens, the outer wheel shifts, causing a wider part of its cone to ride on the rail. At the exact same time, the inner wheel shifts, so a narrower part of its cone touches the rail. Because the outer wheel is suddenly larger, it travels a further distance per rotation than the inner wheel. The wheels literally steer themselves around the curve automatically. No steering wheel required. But wheel shape alone won't save you when you're moving at supercar speeds. That's where the tracks come in. If you look closely at a bullet train track on a curve, it's not flat. Engineers use a trick called cant, or track banking. They build the outer rail higher than the inner rail. Why? It's exactly like a banked racetrack or a roller coaster loop. By tilting the track, the train naturally leans into the turn. This converts that terrifying centrifugal force, the one trying to throw the train off the track, into downward force, pushing the train firmly into the tracks. To make it even smoother, modern bullet trains have active suspension systems. The train body itself tilts up to 2 degrees, acting like a motorcycle rider, leaning into a sharp corner, so the passengers don't even spill their coffee. Now, if you want to talk about the absolute peak of this tech, you have to look at maglev trains. These things don't just stay on the track. They don't even touch it. Maglevs use massive electromagnets to levitate the train about 10 millimeters above the guideway. But how do they stay centered at 500 kilometers per hour? The walls of the track are lined with magnets. If the train starts to drift too far to the left, the magnetic forces automatically change. The magnets on the left push the train away, while the magnets on the right pull it back in. The faster the train goes, the stronger these corrective forces become. It is trapped in a magnetic vice. So, the next time you see a bullet train warping reality at ridiculous speeds, remember it's a masterpiece of self-correcting geometry and physics keeping it locked down. For more videos, hit that subscribe button. And like.